Welcome back to another episode of the Bolton RTG career mode here on FC24, where we are back into the Premier League. Last season we got, well, not last season, but the season before that, we got relegated from the Premier League down to the Championship. We got automatically promoted back up over the course of the last season in a couple of episodes there, the short little episodes there. We are now in towards the Premier League again, and we have 132 million to spend. And boy, do I intend to spend it, because this team definitely needs a rebuild, definitely needs something in it, because I wasn't happy with a lot of these guys. There's a couple of players that can stay. There's a couple of players that can't stay. Let's go and get through some of these guys, though. First off, let's go and look at our goalies. Now, Almadar, I don't think he's Premier League ready. I just don't see it, so we're going to go and transfer list him. Now, William Reed, I do think he has potential to be our #1 goalkeeper, but at the moment he is also not Premier League already, so we are going to go ahead and loan list him for one more seasons. Avias, he is transfer listed by me because I honestly just don't like Avias anymore. He's just not that good. I just don't like him. Lucas, he's good for now. He has a broken toe. He'll be back in 5 days. Goodman, a lot of these guys, we don't really care about some of these youth players. Hector Ford, he submitted a loan request. I kind of want him gone, to be honest. So we'll see what happens with that. We'll maybe let him go. Transfer listed is Jaden Bogle. I do need a new right back. Weston McKinney, I thought it was going to be the revival of his career. It hasn't really turned out to be that. Castro, a lot of these guys already are transfer listed. I guess I already did this, setting this up. Charlie Patino, he's not transfer listed, but we are willing to listen to offers for him. Bergval, he is staying here for the most part. Rossi, he's loan list. Lewis Potter can't stay here, but there's a chance we sell him. Blake, there's a chance we loan him out. Francisco Canchayo, we are not transfer listing him, but if we get a big offer from a massive club, we'll listen to offers for him. That has to happen, though. Not Bayern Leverkusen, that was a loan deal. But somebody like PSG, Barcelona, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, or Bayern Munich. Those really the only 5 clubs that will listen for Francisco Canchayo. Kind of goes for the same thing as Florian Balogun as well. He's transfer listed. I don't know why. We're going to take him off the transfer list there. So yeah, a lot of young players. Honestly, this team has been overran by young players, but this team needs some help. It needs something in it. And that's our job today, is trying to get this team to a spot to where we don't get. Now, I did set up the scout report there. England, Spain, and Slovenia for 3 months each one. And so the plan here is loan in a goalkeeper. Hopefully we're looking at Gavin Bazunu here from Lyon. We loan him in for a season. We loan out Reed for a season. And next season, Reed hopefully is up to the standards of being a Premier League ready goalkeeper, as long as we're back in the Premier League. If not, then Reed will come in anyway. I did not want to do a loan to buy, so thankfully they declined that. It's just a straight up loan deal, just for a 1-year loan deal. We're going to try and get him on a little bit of a cheaper on the wages. They agreed a 40-60 split, so hopefully he can come in at some point in the next couple of days here and be one of the best players. We get our first transfer offer of the season, and it's for the Argentine center back in Avias. We could look to sell him here. We are kind of looking to sell him, but we are not going to sell him without value. So 70 million for Brighton. Take it or leave it. They are offering 54 million. Who do you have as a center back options? You have Gabriel, who's 87 overall. Igor, Berger, Von Hecke, Lewis Dunk. So you definitely do need this center back, but you are going to have to give me some money, and 55 is not good enough. 67 million we are going to try and get out of you. You can understand, we can offer 67 million to make the deal happen. That was towards the top end of what the board thought I could get out of it. So Vias might be walking out of doors for 67 million. And Bazunu is joining the club on loan here. Welcome, Bazunu, to the club. You will be our #1 goalkeeper in hopes to not get relegated this season. And he is gone. Avias has been sold for 67 million. We say goodbye to him on his way out to Brighton. We'll see him in any point during the season now. Hector Ford has been loaned out to Lazio. He'll spend the season out on loan, but we might have to bring him back, in all honesty, because Bogle might be on the way out. We needed to bring in a new center back, so we bring in one quickly. We bring in Polish ex-Arsenal Jakub Kiwior. He will join the squad for 20 million. His contract was expiring. He's 83 overall. He's a decent center back. And we're falling into the territory to where now we're getting to that point of the series where the realisticness out of it is going to come towards an end where it's kind of hard to stay as realistic as possible. Jakub Kiwior, it's possible that he could come to a club like Bolton at some point within his career. And he will come here now. He obviously didn't come from Arsenal. I don't know where I bought him from. I don't remember. I think Marseille, to be honest. It was somewhere. No, Lille. It was somewhere in France. Lille for 20 million with his contract expiring. 83 overall. 86 defensive awareness is a key reason why we bring him in. Him and Lucas should run down that center back pairings for at least a little bit. Welcome to the club, and he can even play left back if need be. And Jaden Bogle has been sold for 18 million to Luton Town. His release clause got triggered, so we'll go ahead and just allow that to go. I guess I didn't see that. His release clause got triggered. It says I could have made 3 more. I couldn't. His release clause got triggered, buddies. So we need a new right back. We don't have a right back. We need a new right back. Found a decent little right back here from Wolves, Pedro Mahero. We're going to look to try and bring him in, and we are offered his market value of 25 million. They want 37 million. Once we get out of the negotiating windows, I'll show y'all why I want this guy and why I think he could be a good fit for the club. We're going to try and get him for 30 million flat, see what the board have to say. Wolves will probably accept that. They will accept that. So 30 million transfer fee agreed, but look at this. Whip pass, block, anticipate, first touch, and press proven, all as his play styles. So that is beautiful to see there. Crossing is 81. Defensive awareness 76. Not the best defensive awareness. His stamina is 84. His strength is not great at all. I didn't see his strength at all. Wow. That might be a problem. But hey ho, let's do it anyway. Why not? We're used to problems. Let's do it now. Why stop causing problems if we can keep on causing them? A crucial squad role, perfectly fine. I mean, he's obviously going to want that because there is no other right back at the club. So, obviously has that crucial right back spot there. 55K per week. We're going to try and get rid of that bonus. It's probably going to go up to 60K, 63K. We'll accept that. Welcome to the club, Mr. Pedro Mahero. You will join for 30 million. I'm surprised you haven't walked through the doors. I don't know why you haven't walked through the doors. That's interesting, but we'll bring him in as a right back. Now, obviously, this guy was a loanee last season. I forgot he was a loanee, to be honest, until now. He was a loanee, so he's no longer at the club, but we are going to look to bring him back. He was excellent. The whip pass as well on him. A whip pass on both ends of the field as a fullback will be absolutely beautiful to see. De Kuiper, we're going to try and bring him in. Last time we offered 25 million. I think they walked out. We are going to go 27 million and see what they say. They want 28 million. So now we are right around your thing. Can I go back down to 25 million, 25.5? See what you say there. You're not going to walk out again. You want 28.3. We might just have to settle on 27.2. See what they say there. They'll say yes to that. So 27.2 for Maxime De Kuiper. He will join the club as long as he agrees to the wage contracts. Obviously, crucial 5-year deal that will bring him up to 32 years old. Whether or not he'll stay all those 5 years, we don't know quite yet. He's on 50K a week or 58K a week. We're trying to get him 50K. He wants a clean sheet bonus. We'll give him that. And De Kuiper will rejoin the club, this time on a permanent deal. Welcome to Bolton, De Kuiper. Again, welcome back to Bolton. It passes. We couldn't not have him here in the Premier League this time. You will be able to whip him in. Him and our right back will be able to get up and attack, whip these crosses in, and hopefully find Balogun's head. Norton has been loaned out for the season. We'll see him grow over the course of the season. That means Mikata. He's our backup right winger again. Almadar has been sold to Burnley for 11.5 million. You did good while you was here. You just didn't do good in that Premier League season. Honestly, you weren't that great in the Championship season either. So we say goodbye to you. We say goodbye to Abreu. This time not a loan deal, a sell to Union St. G for 3.985 million. We say goodbye to you. And William Reed has been loaned out for the season to Sporting CP. We'll see him grow over the course of the season, and hopefully, maybe come next time next season, he could be our new #1 goalkeeper. And then Luigi Rossi has been loaned out to a season to Sassuolo as well. We are going to go ahead and potentially break my rule and kind of drop my rule of not bringing in youth players that aren't from my youth academy itself. I think it might be finally time to drop that, but not drop it massively. We won't go and sign out Messi's regen. We won't go and sign out Ronaldo's regen. We are going to go ahead and look to bring in Emil Hahn, though, 18 years old, 77 overall. We need a midfielder. We want another midfielder to possibly replace Weston McKennie. Not really possibly, but to replace Weston McKennie. So Emil Hahn, our second choice is Paz, and honestly, we might bring in both. Also, Jonathan Walter, I kind of want to bring him in on loan to bring him into a center back, to be honest, because he might be a decent center back, and then he could be a decent center back backup. So that might be a deal. Permanent loan into center back. And we are going to start with Emil Hahn coming from Aston Villa. We are going to offer 20 million, $1 million over his market value. See what they say. They think that's reasonable. 20 million for him. We'll look to bring him in. 5'7" though. Oh my lord. He's 5'7". He has dead ball, intercept, decent stats, very good stats. He's going to be a baller for sure. He wants rotation. He's not really a rotation player. I don't plan on him playing as a rotation. He's only going to be a rotation because he's lower overall than Weston McKennie and Coutinho at the moment, and they're obviously still at the club. 21K. He would probably actually accept 20K, to be honest. He's coming to a lesser club, so he'll probably accept it. He probably would have accepted even less, but 20K is perfectly fine for him. Welcome to the club, Emil Hahn, for 20 million. We have a new young center mid to play with. We say goodbye to Jonathan Blake. He has been loaned out for the season to Fulham. We are also going to say goodbye to Raman Quiroga. He has been sold to Ajax for $7.5 million. We were going to look to sell him or to keep him in, but Balogun and Drew are going to be our goal or striking opportunities there. We don't really have a place for Quiroga, so we say goodbye to him. We also say welcome or say hello to Jonathan Walter. He will join on loan from Manchester City. We'll go ahead and change him into a center back, and he will probably be our backup center back. And we say hello to Sunderland left back Elise. He will join the squad as a backup to De Kuiper for $7 million. Welcome to Bolton. Welcome to Premier League football. And Weston McKennie is heading out to the front doors. He's going over to Spain to Atletico Madrid for $19.3 million there. We say goodbye to him. It was a failed experiment. It was a failed revival of his career, but he got a big move to Atletico Madrid, so maybe not the fail that we think it is. But we say goodbye to him, and Hahn takes his spot in that starting 11. And at the moment, let's go and look at our starting 11. This is our team at the moment. Luis Pardo is a left winger. Balogun down the right hand, or striker, and Francisco Gonçalves back down the right hand side. Bergval, Hahn, and Coutinho in our midfield trio. Milero, Lucas, and Kivior with De Kuiper as a left back. Bazunu as a goalie. On the bench, we have Drew, Jacobs, Mikado, Castro, George, Walter, and Elise on our bench. We also have a couple options on our reserves as well. We still have 118 or 100 now 33 million to spend, back up to well over 100 million that we can spend and that we probably should spend, but I don't know what to spend it on, to be honest. And we say welcome to midfielder Nico Paz. He will essentially replace Weston McKennie. I guess he's going to technically be the starting center mid instead of the other young guy that we just bought from Aston Villa. This guy is going to join for 30 million? No, 26 million. He's going to join for 26 million. His release clause was 30 million. We might as well just paid his release clause. But Nico Paz, welcome to the club. It was between him and Lewis Miley. We went ahead and decided him because Lewis Miley is at PSG, and I couldn't see him going from PSG to Bolton at the moment. Maybe next season or a season after. So Nico Paz takes his spot in that spot. Let's get to it. And we say hello to a winger that will sit on the bench. He'll be a backup for Francisco Gonçalves, and it won't be Mikado, it won't be Norton. It'll be Yaser Espria from Watford, joining for 31 or 30 million, somewhere around that, 28 million. He will join the club as a backup winger for Francisco Gonçalves. His pace off the bench is going to be absolutely insane. I can't wait to use him off the bench. Welcome to the club. Louis George has been sold for $2.25 million. A lot of these young players, youth players, they just haven't really grown to be what they could have been, and they're kind of falling off that curve to where they're useless. So instead of trying to hang on to them, loan them out every single season to where they're not good enough the next season and loan them out again, we're just going to sell him. So we sell him for $2.25 million. And we sell Hugh Williams. He was one that I was he was actually one of the ones that was low rated that we loaned in or loaned out a couple times trying to bring him up. It fell off, but not terribly. We'll keep an eye out on Hugh Williams as well. A possible return for him is on the cards down the line. We say goodbye to Charlie Nicholson. We actually sell him for $11.6 million. It was up to him and McCarthy to sell. Charlie got sold first, so Nick McCarthy will stay as the third choice. You've got to be kidding me. We went the whole entire month without a transfer offer for Florian Balogun. We didn't get one for Francisco Gonzalo. Yeah, I was expecting one for him. Florian Balogun, a transfer offer from PSG. I told you, PSG, Manchester City, Real Madrid, Barcelona, or Bayern Munich. The only 5 clubs I would sell Balogun or Francisco Gonzalo to. And the first club that comes after Florian Balogun is about PSG. Not Florian Balogun himself, is PSG. We can get up to $172 million though for him. If we can get up to $172 million, goodbye. Goodbye. We bring back Broha. Honestly, I would bring back Broha. We are going to go $172 million. See what they say that they're offering what was already lower than our minimum, $112 million. We will go down to $152.5 million. I'm not gonna be hardballed by him. Just because I get a transfer offer, I'm gonna be rude. I want my money. I want my money. 150 is as low as I'm going with this club. As low as I'm going with the club. 150 million. Oh, he's gone. He's actually gone for 150 million. I should have went higher. I should have stayed higher. 150 million for Florian Balogun. You've got to be kidding me. First scouting report of the season, and we are starting off in Slovenia. And we are looking to get nothing from Slovenia for the first month here. Now over in Spain, and it's looking like we are getting nothing either over Spain, and that won't happen. And then over to homeland England for the next 3 months as well. We had a 700 goalie, a 700K rated player there. Wasn't good enough. And the first scouting report from all 3 nations for the first month, living up to expectations, to be honest. We say goodbye to Pierre Conti. He has been sold for $4 million to Marseille. The loan deal fell through, so the selling actually worked out. Don't believe it. It's exactly what I think it is. I was hoping, I was begging. His contract negotiation failed. It didn't. He is gone. He's walking out the front doors. Florian Balogun, goodbye to you, sir. 150 million. I said 5 clubs, and the first club came knocking, and they get the job done. I should have stayed higher, but I didn't want to get blue ball. I didn't want to get balled out. I didn't want to get demanded. I didn't want to get strong-armed. 150 million sold to PSG. 150 million, and now we have to replace them, and I have a couple options. And seeing as we have a couple of our wing backs are on the whip cross and they will be getting up more, what's better than to not have a taller striker that can be able to head it into the back of net? That's what Armando Broja was for the first couple of seasons that we had him. I was tempted, and he is on the short list if all things failed, but I was tempted to bring him back. He was actually the first star in my head. I literally said on the video, you probably heard it if I put it in, that was going to bring back Armando Broja. And then we found Evan Ferguson. I remembered Evan Ferguson looking, just shopping at some striker opportunities. Evan Ferguson, 6 feet tall. We haven't played with him, so let's switch it up. Let's keep something new. And Evan Ferguson should hopefully be able to head some goals into the back of net. He'll be able to win some corners as well. He's going to cost a couple bucks, though. 80 million is fine there. Let's go in 75 point nothing. Let's just try and do 75 million flat. They say yes. Evan Ferguson is hopefully heading his way over to Bolton. What's his heading accuracy? 81. Heading accuracy. Crucial squad role, obviously. 5-year deal, obviously. 152 million release clause. You know what? Sure, fine, whatever. 152 million. You're gonna have to cost a little bit less on your wages. 60K per week. 13,000 pay cut is perfectly fine. And this is bugged, or the lighting is bugged. Hopefully that was just the lighting. It seems like it's just a lighting bug, which might be a bad thing. Evan Ferguson, welcome to the club. You have some massive shoes to fill. Florian Balogun filled Broha shoes when we brought him in, and now you got to fill Balogun shoes because Balogun was a hell of a lot better than Broha. So welcome to the club, Evan Ferguson. We finally say goodbye to Archie Goodman. So many declines have been going on for some lesser clubs, but Atalanta finally agreed with the contract deals there, so sold for 3-point-something million. Just get out the club, honestly. That's all you got to do. We say hello to Pau Kubrasi. He has been on my transfer list for so long as possible starting center backs, and then we transitioned Lucas. He was actually going to be a starting center back, but we transitioned Lucas to the center back, so Kubrasi just kind of sat in the transfer list for time, and now we are going to bring him in as another backup center back to go alongside Jonathan Walter from Manchester City on loan. This one is a permanent center back option. So welcome to the club, Pau Kubrasi, for what was it, 6-7 million? It was some delegated deal for 16 million, actually 16 million. Now we also say hello to a left winger that could possibly be a backup option, but could also be a starting option. Kevin Shada from Brentford will join the club. Jacobs, he's going to get sat back down on the reserves, but he's not going to really be on the reserves. We will utilize him. Probably not. I will try and utilize Jacobs as well as much as I can this season. But Kevin Shada will join the club from Brentford for 31.2 million, spending more of that Balogun sale money just to boost our squad depth up that bit more. Welcome to the club. We are finally ready to play the first game of the season, and it's against the championship winners of last season, Middlesbrough. A decent entry into the Premier League. We won't play against a top team quite yet. We do have Newcastle next, though. But we can finally play a game here in the series. Also, I did upgrade my stadium. We're now at the Forest Park Stadium. Bit of a bigger ground for Premier League football. And this is the first starting 11 that we are... I think we're good. I don't know. The EA app crashed, so they made the game crash. Hopefully that doesn't happen in the game. If it does, I mean, I have this saved, so I'll just have to restart my PC. The game is restarted, so at least we won't get blackface for these first couple of moments. But again, this is our first starting 11 of the season. Bazunu, Malejo, Lucas, Kivor, De Kuiper, Paz, Patino, Bergval, Francisco Conchayo, Evan Ferguson, and Lewis Potter. On our bench, Drew, Shada, Esprilla, Castro, Walter, Kubrasi, and Elise. Why is Castro on the bench and not Han? Han's on the bench. Let's get into our first Premier League game of the season, our second time in the Premier League. Let's hope this one's a little bit more successful than the first go around, because that wasn't great. De Kuiper into Evan Ferguson, quickly down to Lewis Potter, back to Evan Ferguson, the new striker! Evan Ferguson is off on a roll. He takes Balogun's number 10 as well, and Evan Ferguson 1-0 to Bolton here against Middlesbrough. In the first 10 minutes, we already have the lead. Obviously, not the toughest challenge. We have Newcastle straight after this game, though. But Evan Ferguson, the new boy, with his star debut. But that doesn't really mean that he won't get transfer deals. So I'm surprised he's not been getting any offers at all, not even from lower clubs. Bergval, Evan Ferguson for a brace to kick off the episode, and kick off the episode to end the episode. Mikaba, Bazunu, yes, save, and Mahero looks to clear it. Francisco Conchayo heads that down to Evan Ferguson now on the counterattack. Evan into Francisco, back to Evan, back to Francisco. Cuts inside for Francisco Conchayo. Cross back in is Bergval trying to get on the scoring early. Can't do so. Cleared by the defender. Saved by the goalie. De Kuiper. Pause. Back to De Kuiper. Crossed in. Evan Ferguson header straight at the keeper. Rebound into the back of the net. And Evan Ferguson has a brace in the first 30 minutes. Doumbia. And Doumbia is in behind into Latte. And Middlesbrough get one back. Mahedo into Francisco. Francisco now. Francisco, referee, where's the foul for that one? Francisco's down injured. We can't have a player injured in the first game of the season. And we are down behind already. What is going on here? Bengorda into Macaba. Middlesbrough trying to draw a level. They're trying to do what they did to us last season where we had the 3-goal lead. And, Francisco's done and injured. Oh, no, this is not good. This is not good. Francisco Conchayo, his day is done. His season could be over. If it's a torn ACL, his season could pretty much be all but over. And that could be a big blow for us. Thank the Lord we brought in Asperilla. Thank the Lord we have Kevin Shada. But the sub, and we go halftime up 2-1 here against Middlesbrough in the first half of our second season in the Premier League. Big start for Evan Ferguson. A massive blow, though, losing Francisco Conchayo. Hopefully not a massive. Oh, that's a proper will fall for it, though. Lucas wins it back. Pause into Evan. Evan into Bergval. Back to Evan. A heavy touch for Evan Ferguson. And Evan Ferguson, another touch. Can he get past the goalie for his hat trick? And Evan Ferguson reinstates that 2-goal lead, and that might just be the dagger to give us our first 3 points of the season. 3-1, and it's all 3 goals to Evan Ferguson, the new striker. He has some massive shoes to fill, and he's filling them. Asperilla down to Bergval, down to Charlie. Now Han. Out wide. De Kuiper crossed in. It's Han who made that run, and Han who set that up perfectly. The debut for him, the super sub goal, debut goal for him. 4-1 for Bolton. Take this with a grain of salt, though. This is not what to come. It's what we hope to come, but it's not what we think is to come. Newcastle is going to be a first massive test to see where we could possibly be come the end of the season. And it's still on the back end of Francisco Conchayo injury. It's Barlasser, it's De Kuiper. Still no clean sheet, though, in the Premier League. I don't think we've ever had a clean sheet in the Premier League, which is kind of insane. And also expected. But a massive 4-1 win to kick off our second campaign here in the league. Let's go see how bad Francisco's injured, and then we'll end the episode. Just don't be long. We don't want Drew gone. We're not going to sell Drew. Just don't be long. Don't be a torn ACL. Be a broken toe or a bruised shoulder. It's an ACL. It's what I was fearing. He's out for 7 months. His season is all but over. Good news is he'll stay here for at least another season because nobody's going to want to sign him. So we'll get him for another season, but we won't be able to play with him. Which means Francisco Conchayo replaced by Asperilla, and Francisco Conchayo now replaced by McCadder on the bench as well. Unfortunate, but that's the way of the road it seems like it's going to be. First massive blow of the season. Well, we end the episode all the way up in first place. We end the episode in top of the table and the season now. When we come back, we have Newcastle in the league. We also have Wolves in the Carabao Cup. We have Brighton in the league. We'll have more options. We'll have more opportunities. We'll have more transfer window business possibly. I don't think I'll be doing any transfer business. So I think the only transfer business that probably could have happened was selling for Conchayo. That's not going to happen anymore. So I think we're done with transfer business. I think we're done with letting players go. So for now, leave a like, subscribe, and peace out.